Hey everyone, Mrs. Betterly here. We are going to do a tutorial about using the spot correcting tool, or I call it like the acne tool or the blemish correction tool, which can come in handy quite some time. And this is a tool that a lot of graphic designers use when they're doing ads for campaigns, especially for beauty. Often they're trying to mask some of these things, and this is how to do it. And so what you're gonna do is, first and foremost, we need an image. So you're gonna go online. I don't care, Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, whatever it is. I want you to Google acne or something like that. Go to Google Images, and you're gonna find some nasty stuff here. But find something. I think, well, that's sad. But find something like this. This would be good, a good one. And you can right click where you do file save image as, and you can save it onto your desktop. That's fine. Hit save, or you can just drag the photo right on your desktop. Either way. Once you got your picture, we're gonna load Adobe Photoshop. There's Adobe Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere. We're gonna dabble in Adobe Photoshop for this tutorial. Yours is going to be down here in this window. You probably have to type in Photoshop and it'll pop up. Just hit OK. There's so many things you can do with Photoshop. It's pretty incredible, but you have a lot of things here on your screen and it seems overwhelming at first, but it's really not so bad. It's like repetition. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And Photoshop doesn't entirely change too dramatically even when they update their program. There's still so many things about it that stay the same. In this case, a lot of your tools that you use are down here on the left hand side that are going to be very important. And then over here, this seems like it's irrelevant, but this right here is your layers area, right here where it says layers. This is very essential when you get to more and more in-depth work. It won't be so essential to us today, but it's something I want you to at least think about a little bit today. But we need to load that image onto our thing, so we're going to do File. We're going to go to Open. We want to find that acne picture. I got a lot of crap here, so I got to make sure I go to my desktop, scroll through all this stuff. There he is. Double click on that, and he's going to pop up. And so if you want to ever zoom in on Photoshop, you can do Control plus, so the lower left hand side of your keyboard, Control, and then you hit the plus sign and you can zoom in right on that acne. Yeah. And if you want to zoom out, you do Control minus, which is right next to it. If you go too far, it's kind of hard to see. So find a good happy spot and you can move side to side if needed. And so what we really want to do, we want to cover up all these blemishes. And so we're going to do that right here with this tool, the Spot Healing Brush tool. It removes marks and blemishes, and it's actually pretty easy because you click on it, and all that changes up here, you can change how large of a size you want to correct your tool. You'll notice the circle will get really big. Well, we don't want to do that because it'll get like, look, now his eye's gone. We literally just got rid of his eye. So that's way too large. So I'm going to hit Control Z. You can also hit Edit, like step backwards, or Edit Undo. I like Control Z. But that's way too big. So we want to get way smaller versus here. This is about, you'll change your size roughly, but that's how to do it up here. And then the hardness tool is it's all about how much of a fade you want to have with your circle. A lot of the times people go like 50-50. So this is like max hardness, so it's going to be like a straight up circle when you do it. And you'll have to kind of see, when you'll notice I clicked on it, you can see kind of a harsh circle line right there. You'll see there's like this curving line. It's because it's a max 100 for hardness. So we don't want that. We want, I'd say in this case, we really don't want it that hard at all. We want it pretty soft. So if we were to click on it we won't necessarily notice. And so you can go ahead and try clicking, changing your various sizes and hardness, and you'll see that the acne will disappear because it's spot correcting what it is that you're trying to cover up. And so the key to this is mastering the size of your blemish tool. That's what I like to call it. And you're trying to cover up everything. That's your goal for this today. And you can zoom in, Control plus. If you get too close, it gets really pixelated, so just be aware of that. But you don't want to be too far away where you can't sense what's going on. It's helpful to start in one area and work your way down or sideways or up. And if you feel like you make a blemish that looks a little funky, you can do Control Z on your computer and it'll redo it. It'll back it up. So if we look right here, click on it, maybe I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. Control Z, or you can do Edit, Undo Spot Healing Brush, and you'll notice up here it says Control Z. So I'm going to keep going, and you're going to keep experimenting too. When you do this, you want to try to get as much as you can, and for this sake, I'm in this tutorial. This isn't necessarily going to be perfect. This is just a general quick tutorial for this, and I'm just going to keep going. You can also drag it along. You don't have to do spotting. You just got to be careful with that, because sometimes you can get weird brush strokes with that if you're not careful. And so he won't be perfect, but a lot better than before. You can drag, sprucing him up a bit. And so he's definitely a lot better than when he originally was loaded into the program. Much, much better. He looks like he got some proactive, and it is looking real good. And so you'll see, got a fresh face. If we were to go back to the original, which was this, you'll notice that difference before and the after. Pretty cool. Pretty great tool. So have fun.